Come to the zoo, it's what we do. Always walk back. Come to the zoo, it's what we do. Always walk back. Always walk back. Come to the zoo, it's what we do. Always walk back. There's plenty to tell you. Jack's Animal Fun Facts. Jack's Animal Fun Facts. Jack's Animal Fun Facts. Oh, excuse me. I, pardon me. I was humming a cheerful tune here. Glad you could see me here. Jack Medved is buzzing about. I'm busier than a bee in a bucket full of honey today. Yep, it is springtime, and that means one thing here. What's that got to do with anything? Oh, The Flight of the Bumblebee was by Nikolai Horsky-Korsakov, and he'd been listening to the sounds of the bees. He's in his garden and made that musical tune a big hit. You sure about that? I sure am. You mean like this one? Yep, that's the one. What a hairy body. There are different kinds of bees in the world, including like the orchid bee, which is blue and likes pollinating flowers. But there's another kind of the African honeybee, which is the most aggressive. But to get an idea about bees here, I think I have something useful. What do you mean, useful? Here it is. We can find out more about bees with a little help first. Then, by looking into the great big book of everything that Stanley got. It's the answer.
Why don't you just buzz on out of here?
Very funny, Dennis. But we're on the bee facts.
There you go, Mimi. But be careful.
Get it? Is this the one? That's the worker honeybee.
They collect nectar from flowers and bring it home.
Besides nectar,
they use the nectar to make honey, which the bees eat.
Bees eat honey all the time?
Oh, they sure do. Nectar and honey is where they get it from.
Wow, Dennis, where are we?
This is where honeybees live.
It's called a hive.
Bees are very important. And each worker bee has a different job. Besides nectar gatherers, this worker bee is the builder bee that makes the honeycomb.
Builder bees. Their job is to build
They use the beeswax to make it.
What's honeycomb?
Well, look around you.
Oh, I get it. They keep the honey in these little pockets.
Yep. And they need to store 40 pounds of honey, more than enough to get through the winter. And now it's spring. 40 pounds of honey weighs as much as 4 times Stanley's cat Elsie.
Wow.
That's a lot of work. Another bunch are the guard bees. They're the ones who protect the hive. Like royal soldiers. And they protect the whole hive. And here are the nurse bees who take care of their young. And the most important part is, of all, right here, the queen bee. Yep, she's the big mother. I knew she's busy laying her eggs and as he rests in here for a while. But if you think they're important, wait till you see bees do something funny. And I mean really funny. They're doing the waggle waggle to communicate. And that's what they do. They shake their abdomens to communicate with each other, to tell where the flowers are. Watch.
When a bee finds a lot of nectar, she tells the others by doing a dance.
It's called a waggle. Pretty funny, huh? You should be very careful around bees. I know they sting, but they only sting to protect themselves or their hive. And believe it or not, and I've got warnings about it. And because the best way to get along with them is that bees don't want to get swatted or at or on or disturbed. Also, to take precautions and speak in a quiet voice, move slowly around them, don't stick your nose in the flower the bee is, and also don't get too close to a hive so the bees won't think you're going to bother them or steal their honey here. That's what happened to my dad when he accidentally disturbed their hive when he's lawn mowing. It's all Dad's fault, not mine. But he learned his lesson. And my friend Ryan, one of my expert friends here, Ryan Jeller, who lives in Sacramento, well, he needs a little encouragement to know it. As a matter of fact, I just thought of something that proves there's a little example. You do? I sure do. Hi, Bavar.
Hi! If these directions are right, we should be at a factory where 1 million experts are hard at work.
That's right.
This looks like a sleepy field where nothing's going on.
Maybe look that way, but think again. The bees are right here. There they are, the honeybee. The honeybee is great and staying alert. Did you know that bees can smell things with their antenna? Heh, I keep a nose. I look strange without it. The honeybee has great escape tactics so they don't get captured by crab spiders, one of the bee's predators, and especially birds called bee eaters. Yes, they want to catch them and remove the stingers before they try to gobble them. But what are they doing? This gathering nectar, I told you. But besides gathering nectar, bees pollinate the flowers to make seeds. It's important for plants and trees, you know. Lots of animals do pollinate.
Their job is to find the food in flowers.
Yeah.
Watch this honeybee dip her tongue into the center.
The straw that comes out of her mouth and the tongue help lick up the nectar. And she carries the food around to the hive in her tummy. Weird. That's ridiculous as to me. That's the most funniest thing I ever heard. I wouldn't want this to get around, but I pretend and I was a stinger for jokes. I sting your face. Please don't try anything like a real bee at home. From flower to flower, pollen on their bodies. Nectar is what they eat. It's a sweet, sugary water. You mix some water and sugar together, and you'll get to see how sweet a matter of taste. Interesting, huh? If you think that's something to buzz about,
turn it into honey. And their sweet story is in this book.
The Life of the Honeybee. Come on, I'll tell you about it. Zzz. The Life of the Honeybee. Written by Paula Z. Hogan. Illustrations by Carrie Kate Stringans. Read
by Barbara Feldon.
One sunny day, a queen honeybee used her hive. All the bees, the males called drones, come here to help out. she found a nice hive in a hollow tree here where they can work on their hive. And boy, has it gotten big. She put the eggs inside the honeycomb one by one. Did you know that sometimes they're abandoned honeycombs? Why? Sometimes when a honeycomb gets worn out, the bees leave behind to build a new one. And this, what happens? The larvae transform into a very busy bee. And once the honeycomb is empty, they use it to fill in with honey. That's reusable. Huh. It took exactly 10 days until they have a new volunteer around to have a new bee to the swarm, or a colony. That's what you call a family of bees here. The worker bees stay inside here, making sure there's enough honey and good place for the eggs to be laid in. They even use their wings like fans to cool them off. Look how they use strong mouth to fill it up. If the hive is too hot, the wax begins to get ruined.
As fast as they can. They make wind to cool the hive. The door of the hive must be watched. Robber bees try to steal.
If there are robbers or other animals trying to break in, the bees will chase it away. Look here. So bees don't want to sting unless they have to. Oh, it's better safe than sorry.
Inside a flower is food for bees. Bees change some of the food into honey.
Yep.
After finding flowers,
the bee flies home. And the other workers smell food.
They want to find flowers.
They want to find flowers too.
The bee tells
So
where
the
the
bee
flowers
tells
are.
where the flowers are by doing the waggle waggle dance. See? Now they all know where to find it. Of course, some worker bees have to practice how to get it right, even though they know how. You never stop getting the hang of it as long as you practice. Remember, practicing is how we keep our touch. Even though we're good at some skills we have. If the hive has too many bees,
the queen
bee,
workers,
the queen bee and a few drones fly away to find a better place to call home. And sure enough, a new colony will keep that place in business. Keep the business and work all over again. Now that's sticking your business. Business.
Trees, but most live in high-rise apartments built especially for them.
But not all beehives are built in the wild. Some are built by beekeepers.
This is Tony Jadzak, an apiculturist, a bee expert. And
Yep, he's also known as a beekeeper. Why? I'm glad you asked. Bees can't sting you if you're wearing this. You'll have to wear a hat with bug blinds too to protect your head. That's why you need those. And beekeepers that are trained professionals. Yeah, but don't they ever get so... Don't worry, fellas. That's why only animal experts that are professionals, like myself, should handle this bug. I'll have you know I saved a bee that got trapped in my house. I used 2 cups, hold it in place as hard as I could, open the door and let it go, and rushed in to lock the door until it, and wait for it to fly away until the coast was clear. And sure enough, whew, a sigh of relief. I did this to save my home the bee and my father. I guess you could say I did it out of love. Until one day, I met that bee I rescued, and well, let's just say she acted grateful. She won't do that mistake again. Whew. Now then, where was I? Oh, yes. We're all set. Now, pay attention.
And walk around.
See those box things called beehives in there? Yes. Uh-huh. A good bee is a happy bee.
So you have what? 3 tiers here to this hive. That's right.
The honey comes in these frames that work like in the slots, like a compartment. And
We'll have to smoke them. Smoke them? What's that?
what are they gonna do? They're gonna get the comb out of the frame. Watch closely.
Smoke makes the bees eat honey. So when they eat the honey, they kind of get a little sleepy, huh?
This smoke here they got from in this container is very harmless. It's hypnotic and sweet. It's very harmless.
Just like you after Thanksgiving. Slows them down a bit. So
Watch closely. First, they put it at the entrance of the hive and spray it very carefully. That'll make the bees calm down and relax a little too. And look inside. Look at all those bees. And you're not bugging about it. Carefully does it. And here's the honeycomb inside. Interesting. Now you can see why the queen bee is much larger than the rest of the workers, because a much larger abdomen. But I do know that bees do have a hairy body, the thorax. You know, Winnie the Pooh, who got in trouble when he got too near the hive. Yeah. Those are the bees that are going to gather nectar. See, it's wagging its abdomen a little bit. See the pollen stuck to its legs? That's how another part of its body can collect nectar on and pollen on. They carry pollen from one flower to the next.
you know, Tony, bees lead a very busy life. That's right, LeVar. And let's let them get back to work. Good idea.
Tony, Mr. Tony here told LeVar all the facts in the bees just like in the book. If you think that's great, wait till you see more of them. Whoa, the comb is dry, isn't it? It's a little stiff.
Now, I know there's a way to get the honey from the comb into the jar. I just can't figure it out.
Me neither. Gotta think, gotta try. Come on, guys, chat with me. Gotta think, gotta try.
But professional beekeepers like Dave Smith can fill this jar and 100 others in no time at all.
Oh, well, it tastes sweet.
When you have as many bees as I do, you have to extract daily for at least a week to get all the honey out of the combs, and it's pretty much
It is complicated. Now let me see.
my honey hives. Stack them up next to the extractor, and I make sure they're nice and warm so that the
Okay.
honey will flow out of the combs really easily.
Using the tools. Aha! Look at this.
Bees cap over the frame of honey with wax.
Ah, just like a lid and holding a honey on top of a honey jar. I used honey and peanut butter for a peanut butter honey sandwich. One of my favorites.